Hi, I'm Jeremy Crosby.
And I'm Nick Boucher. We're your hosts for the program that's all about your city, Talking Fitchburg.
Every weekday, we pull together the news, events, and information you need to stay on top of what's happening in the city of Fitchburg.
Find Talking Fitchburg on cable TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and our live stream on the web. Plus, you can find all our headlines and stories on Facebook, YouTube, and our video on demand service. This is your city.
Keep up with Talking Fitchburg and the issues affecting you and your neighbors.
Want to know what's happening in your city? Get Notify Me messages from the City of Fitchburg. Visit fitchburgwi.gov on your computer or mobile device and select the big Notify Me button on the left. Enter your email and/or phone number, whichever is best for you to get notifications. Scroll down the list and select all the topics you're interested in to receive email or text messages about. You'll be notified every time one of your topics is updated. Sign up for Notify Me, one more way to keep up with your Fitchburg government.
Good morning, everyone. This is the Commission on Aging Well for Thursday, December 11th. Welcome, everybody. Before we begin, we're going to start with our approval of the minutes. Hopefully the members have had a chance to review it. Are there any changes to the minutes that anybody wants to offer? If
I would move to approve as submitted.
Let's do that. Do I hear a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And we have some guests with us today, Jill, and I'll let you tee that
It's
up.
all approved, yeah. All right, yeah, so this is just informal, and I asked these folks to come over today because technically, I mean, I know that I've mentioned the restructure, and it's been sort of gray in terms of when is it official, but it feels like as of December 8th, it's official, at least in my eyes and you guys' eyes. And I've been meeting with these guys, but I know that as we move forward, I'll be talking about things that we're all working on and initiatives. And I'm a big proponent of putting a name to a face. And so I just asked these guys to stop over today and just introduce themselves, a little bit about what they do. I think going down the road, we'll have more of a formal presentation as I get more comfortable with some of those initiatives we're working on and stuff, but I just thought it was important that they meet the commission. There is a Parks Commission, there is a Recreation Commission, so maybe down the road that's going to look a little different. Jessica has a board, so anyway, I am glad you guys came and took the time out of your day, and I think you did some introductions right here, but if you just want to quickly go around again and introduce yourselves, and then on the screen. So go ahead, Paul.
Okay, I'm Paul Tittis.
And I'm Donna Stewart.
Oh yeah, right, you got a name check, I guess. Yeah, you're right, but it's okay.
I'm Barbara Rotman.
Yeah.
Charles Brown, the newest member of the commission.
Jerry Kelly, a guest. I'm with the Friends of the Fitchburg Senior Center.
And then on the screen there.
I'm Janice Hughes. Vance Ashby.
All right, thank you. So, and then just, we always have, since we have a nonprofit, we always have a representative at our commission meetings because we collaborate with a lot of things. So they'll do a report and they'll also give a report back to the Fitchburg Senior Center Friends about what's going on at the commission level. So that's why Jerry's here. So, all right, well, I'll let you start.
All right, hi, good morning everyone. My name is Evelyn Stensing and I'm the Community Center and Recreation Coordinator for the City of Fitchburg, and I started in April, so only been here about 8 months.
My name is Chad Siegel. I am the Community Center Recreation Manager. I've been with the city for 17 years. I've been in the recreation field for 25 years.
So between the two of you, tell just a little bit, like you do more rental stuff and chatter, just share just briefly what sort of your day-to-day might look like, what you're responsible for.
I feel like we share a lot of responsibilities. So we handle a lot of reservations with park shelters in the summertime, and then pickleball, tennis court rentals, and then this time of year, we tend to see more community center rentals, handling program registrations, coordinating when programs are going to happen, what types of programs are happening.
I'm betting that pickleball is an increasingly part of your world.
Yes.
Yeah, we now have 12 pickleball courts, so yeah, just in general, I'm obviously managing all of the recreation programs that we offer throughout the calendar year.
Thank you. All right, Jessica.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, go ahead. So 1 second. Go ahead, Janice or Vance.
I was just gonna ask a quick question, but if there's a time to ask them questions, we can do it later.
Yeah, and it'll be brief because I'll bring them back too. But go if it's related to rec, go ahead.
How many tennis courts do we have in Fitchburg?
We've got 6 down at McKee Farms Park.
And that's the only place?
They're working on getting one or redoing one at Chicory Meadow. And then there's a couple at Swan that are dual stripe for pickleball and tennis.
You did one, you just renovated the one in McKee, didn't you?
Yeah.
Not too long ago.
Yeah.
And do we have any basketball courts?
All over the place.
Okay, several.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
All right, Jessica.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Jessica. I work in community development, so I'm the community development program coordinator. Primary responsibility of my role is 4 neighborhoods in the northern part of the city that have been identified about 7 years ago. They're called our priority neighborhoods, and they include Southdale, Northfish Hatchery, the Allied Duns Marsh neighborhood, as well as Road West and Belmar. And so my work includes working with the grant funding that the city has to grant these communities money. It's roughly around, I want to say, $140,000 this year. So the committee helps me in deciding who gets that money. Another responsibility for my role is updating a 5-year strategic plan for the city for these neighborhoods to determine how we can best support them and bring them resources. And then we also have neighborhood navigators, which is now going to be a neighborhood navigator, and the role of that position is to be out in the community doing outreach and connecting with residents within the city.
And are those positions grant funded then?
The neighborhood yes, that's through Dane County.
Oh,
okay.
Do you do anything in particular for senior citizens or seniors that might be eligible for programs through the senior center?
If they live in the priority neighborhoods, then yes, seniors are they can have access to the funds and programming and have emphasis in the strategic.
Do you have any initiatives to involve them more in the senior center? Targeting that population?
Not currently, no.
And as we move forward, I'll have Jessica come in. I sat in on her H&I meeting last night, and it was really focused on the grant funding. And but this restructure in Jessica's position is a year in. It's a brand new position, and it was originally under planning and zoning for different reasons. And there was a lot of talk about how this restructure was going to go. But given the fact that there is now a department that does a lot of community outreach and community programs, and which is one of the priorities of this position. I feel it's a really nice fit because Jessica will be working with rec, with the senior center, with the library, to make sure that what these residents are identifying as needs, that it's relayed back to the departments, and that we can help meet these needs through programs that we offer and services as well. So.
And is Jessica's position?
Will she also do programming over at the new senior center?
The new senior center?
I'm sorry, community center.
I have not been talking like that once. That is not my word.
No, that's me talking like that.
I not want a new senior center. I like the one we have. You're talking about the hub, I assume, Vance.
Yes.
There's still a lot of discussion about what's going to happen, and there'll be multiple departments, I'm sure, involved in bringing programming as well as other nonprofits, but that's yet to be determined. So yeah, at the new senior center.
Is the name going to change?
They have the naming. You can put forward a naming for the hub until December 22nd. There's an application online, and then it'll go through parks and then city council to approve a name. I assume it won't be approved until probably January 13th, if it's submitted, yeah. So it's right on the homepage. If you have some ideas to name the hub, put in your application or whatever. Yeah, so that was really it. I wanted it to be short and sweet, like I said, as I get more embedded in this and we are kind of working towards really different initiatives and things like that, and same with rec. I'll have them come back and do reports occasionally. But as I talk about them now, you know who they are. Yeah.
But we're anxious to see the overlap or not the overlap, but the connectivity between or larger vision for all.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for the work that you're doing. It will serve us all, and in the most comprehensive way serve us all so well.
That's the plan.
Nice to meet you all.
Yeah. So thank you. Thanks.
Thank you
You're
for
welcome
coming.
to sit in for the next hour or go back to work. No.
We're a fascinating group.
Yeah, right. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, nice to meet you all.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you all. Thank you for coming. Okay, so we're going to move into the agenda items. A couple of resolutions we need to look at. One regarding the budget and then the county contract.
So we'll start first with the budget amendment for the LTE position. So this was the third year that I submitted funding requests to the city to fund this LTE position. And this is the third year that I've been denied funding. I will say the first year the Friends covered it. The second year the city contributed about $7,000, I want to say. But this third year, they did not contribute anything.
And this is the position that supports the kitchen?
Correct, yeah.
The part-time person?
Yep, exactly. And it is a limited term employee, so it doesn't come with benefits. It doesn't come with vacation. So the cost is a little bit lower versus a permanent employee, but that's here nor there. But so anyway, I approached the Friends again because I do think this is a critical position as Mandy is doing more and more with volunteering, and I continue to try to justify why the city should pick this up, but they did not, based on the strain in the budget and the referendum not passing. We knew things would be a little bit tighter, so the Friends generously came forward with a commitment of $15,000. I wanted to, when we started the position, it was at 15 hours, and we went up to 20 last year when the city was funding it, but they didn't want to fund it, so I had a donor give me some money recently, and I went to that donor and I asked if I could use $5,000 or $6,000 of that money and transfer it into this expense, my city budget, to cover the remaining costs. I didn't want to go back to the Friends because they are so generous, and I don't think it's appropriate that they continue to fund this, but I also feel that there is a need, and they were able to do that, and this funder was very agreeable, understood the need in the kitchen, so working with finance, you can see, there's all the money, where it's all coming from and where it's all going. Misty is very helpful in figuring this out. So today we're here to hopefully approve this budget amendment, and that will then go to council, and hopefully they will also approve so they can accept the money we're giving them. So that's why we're here.
Can you scroll back up so I can see the budget itself? You had numbers up and then you passed it.
Is it the donor is this a donor who's been part of our relationship for a while? Or?
Yep, it's not someone who is part of the meal program, but it is someone who is part of the center.
But it is a one-shot donation. It's not a continuing thing.
Correct, right.
But they've donated in the past to certain things?
No.
No? Okay.
This is a new donor.
Very good.
Yeah.
Question, Joe. you made reference, you said because Mandy's doing more with volunteers, that's why we need this continue with this position.
Right.
Can you speak to that a little bit?
Sure.
What's happening more with volunteers?
So I think what's happening is we're getting more. I mean, for a full semester, she has juggled like 4, 5 students for tech support through UW-Madison. There's more changeover with the meal program. We just lost 2 drivers, regular drivers, so trying to recruit more drivers. Just coordinating the number of volunteers is just getting more and more. It just takes a lot of time to do background checks. Somebody was in our office yesterday doing more of that. Just in the nature of her doing both roles, it was just a lot. Volunteer coordinating takes a lot of time. So even though she can do a little bit more, it was too much for one role. If you look at other sites in Dane County for nutrition, and we're serving almost the second highest number of meals behind Stoughton, I think. Their nutrition site coordinators are 40 hours or 32 hours. They're not doing any volunteer coordinating. So when I look at the comparisons, which is what I started to do about 3 years ago, there is no nutrition site manager that only operates like at 20 hours. They're all 32 or 40. And so Mandy's operating really at 20 in the kitchen and 20 for volunteers. There is no merged position like this. My ultimate goal is to unmerge these positions and add even more duties onto Mandy's role, or that role, depending, and then just have somebody designated for the kitchen. So does that answer your question, Janice?
Yes, okay, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I had the same question early on.
Sure.
What more are we seeing now that we have freed Mandy up?
Right.
So I think sharing that, the larger picture, that maybe not more, but doing better, serving the that volunteer population and that meals program, just serving them better.
And I think that in my discussions and in my advocacy, I talked a lot about doing more, but I failed to continue to say there is no one else in Dane County that has a nutrition site coordinator at 20 hours. So even that, you know what I mean? Like
even that is conservative.
Even that is conservative. So to say let's 32 hours to 40 hours for running a nutrition program, that's what we need. So she was doing both. So to it doesn't feel completely correct to say she's going to do a whole bunch more. It was like this is more manageable now, so we can continue to do well with volunteer recruitment and the changeovers and expand, because that was new, working with the students at the Mortgage Center. And the feedback we got from the tech support, we have somebody every single day, and it's been wonderful. But she has to report back to Mortgage, she has to run them through the checks and stuff like that. So we can do other things like that. But again, so for me to just lean in on, she's going to do more and more and expand, some of that is true, but it was just too much for 2 jobs under 40 hours. Yeah.
And she's also doing a lot of hands-on in the kitchen when needed, when staffing is short.
For sure. And she's still doing
that's been an issue for the last couple of months, I think.
Right. And the county reporting is always a lot too. You saw the long and here we go again, everybody gets back in the system as of October 1st, because that's their fiscal year. So that means you fill out a SAMS form, every home delivered meal person has to be assessed. That 7-page form, that has to go into the computer. So it takes a lot of work. So to have that LTE in the kitchen, to make sure temps are right, to make sure drivers show up, to make sure everything is clean and served, it's just really helpful to have that person in the kitchen handling those duties.
Do you envision getting that person up to a 32 or 40-hour position?
That's going to be my goal when I advocate next year, is to move it up to 32 as permanent.
And 32 includes benefits, doesn't it?
They can decide if it's LTE or not, I bet. I'm not really sure, Jerry. That's a good question. I would ask for permanent, because that's how you retain people. I also think at this point, as I'm learning this new role and some of the things that I might need to take off my plate and reallocate to somebody else, it will paint a better picture of what duties people are gonna have to pick up. So always have that in the back of my mind is I'm like, I can't do that anymore. That's gonna go to Dave or it's gonna go to Mandy. And what does this look like? Or, reshifting duties, so it's more appropriate. So a lot of unknown, but it's a big learning curve, but it's good. I've got a lot of thoughts, probably too many, but.
Change is constant.
Change is constant, but like Donna said, this merge, this restructure, I think it's really going to address a lot more needs in the community and just provide this really overall blanket of service that's needed. So, yeah.
We need a vote?
I think we do.
On the budget?
On the budget amendment for the position.
Position.
I move to approve the amendment as presented.
I second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
All right.
Can I know that we've approved it. I just want to ask a question because I'm just trying to understand it. Is that possible or is it too late since we approved it?
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Okay, I think by Robert's rules, you shouldn't ask questions after it's approved, but I mean, they're not major. When you look at our budget, when you look at the budget up there, there's some NSFs, and my understanding is NSF stands for non-sufficient funds.
Yeah.
So I don't, help me out with that, somebody. I don't understand.
Where
all
are you
these
seeing
non-sufficient
that?
ISF?
NSF.
Well, there's ISF and NSF. I don't know what ISF is.
I don't either.
That's
but
what it is. It's ISF. I'm sorry.
Are you guys seeing the NSF?
No, she meant ISF.
Third from the bottom.
Okay.
Third
Thank
from
you.
the bottom.
Yeah, okay, I see IFS charged to it. I can find
Okay,
that question out. I don't know the answer to that. Misty finance put these numbers together. So I'll find out, okay?
When something's in a parentheses, that means it's a deduction, right, from the budget? Am I right about that?
It's negative.
Negative, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I see the numbers and I understand there's, like you said, it's the budget office. I'm not understanding all of this stuff. I know we don't really have a say per se in our budget, but it would be nice for me to understand it, that's all.
So what I'm thinking, Vance, is they're showing, so you go to the bottom and the senior legacy transfer out. Above that, the IT operating. So above that, the ISF charges to other departments. So they're taking $50 out of IT to support this position. Because IT,
Gotcha.
I don't have a IT budget. Does that make sense? So
Right.
So, and then the insurance allocation, I don't have a personnel budget per se. So that is being taken out of the personnel budget. So that's where,
Gotcha.
So the transfer, the 6,000 is the donation. There's the Friends contribution. There's coming out of personnel, coming out of IT.
I'm sorry, you're going fast. I'm sorry, slow down. The donations is from the Friends. The 14,700 is the Friends donations.
Yep.
Okay, I apologize.
No.
Thank you. I just don't understand it.
I trust finance, so I didn't really ask a lot of questions, but the 541 is being charged to personnel.
Okay.
And then the 50 is being charged to IT.
Okay, thank you. I just didn't understand. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to slow the meeting down.
No, those are fine questions.
Jill, I have a question.
Thank you very much.
Those three amounts in parentheses, why would a donation show up as a negative if it's money received?
I can't really say to that. This is how finance.
Outside source. It's not part of your,
So
it's not civil, it's not tax dollars. It's received from there. So there's a budget that we're asking from the city, from the taxpayers. And then that donation offsets that number. So it's from it's a non-governmental source.
So it shows up as a negative.
Yeah, it's fewer dollars dollars the taxpayers have to pay.
Right.
Okay, and then if we did not receive the 14,703, what happens to this?
We would not be here approving. We would not have a position.
We wouldn't be able to have that person.
Yeah, yeah. And you can see the parentheses, the 6,000 at the bottom. That's where that's covering that negative right there.
You know, I say we wouldn't be able to, there would be other choices to be made. We could cut 20,000 out of the budget somewhere else.
Yeah, that's what they at, right.
Where else that would come from.
Yeah.
But that is, you know, that's always an option.
Yeah.
But donations, yeah, outside, it's an outside revenue source.
But you'd need some sort of an approval from the city council or whomever to take money from one budget and put it into this one.
Well, yeah, that would be part of the budget process where I would, say, you know, I'm gonna reduce my operating by 20,000 and ask to put it into personnel, so it would be a budget amendment as well. But yeah, I don't have a lot of loose operating money, because as you can see, IT is its own budget, personnel is its own budget. My operating truly is like 20,000, so I don't know, you guys would have to pay for my copies. And some program expenses. So no, that's a good question, Bonds, because yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Resolution.
Thank you for the clarity.
Yeah.
Regarding the county contract.
Okay. So this is pretty standard. The county contract, we've been getting funding for nutrition and case management for probably 35 years. So I only show a reflection of the last 5 years, but I can tell you when I started a long time ago, our money was like 15,000. So I just find it really interesting how we've grown over the years. This money is allocated by Dane County. Case management is strictly general levy for Dane County. There is no federal funding for that. Nutrition is a combination, some federal through the Older Americans Act, grants through the USDA, some county and state. So there's a combination of that congregate and home delivered meal money being funded by various levels. The MA case management, that is money that we receive after we bill for a client who is on medical assistance. So the county sort of watches how much we bill, and then they allocate a certain amount of money. Now, if we were to bill above that, like we have to watch what we're billing, and if our billing, say in October, was getting close to a total of 18,000, I then have to go back to Dane County and see if they would do a budget amendment to allow me to bill more. So there's no guarantees that we might bill that much. Like this year, we lost a MA, I don't want to say lost, an MA eligible medical assistance client went under family care, which is also an MA provider. So now they get to bill. Only one agency can bill Dane County for medical assistance services. So if we are not a primary agency, which happens a ton, we don't get to bill. So anyone on family care, which is a great program, which we refer to, we don't get to bill anymore, even though those family care clients are calling us, because oftentimes they come to us. They need services, but they need more wraparound services. You know, they need medication monitoring, they need cleaning, they need personal care. They meet the qualifications, functional and financial. So we say, you need to sign up for family care because this is gonna give you these wraparound services. Okay, they're still living in Fitchburg. They have a relationship with our case managers. They call us, you know, when things go wrong. Of course, we're going to respond because oftentimes family care providers are busy. They only have to see somebody once every 6 months. And so we are picking up the slack, but we don't get reimbursed. That's fine, but it's not. But I have started, this is a conversation at the county level to say, and we also don't get to report these hours to Dane County. So when our funding is being allocated, we don't get to say we're serving family care clients. We're not allowed to because they're already in another program. So I have started reporting that in a different way to Dane County because it doesn't really reflect the work we're doing at the county level, because we would never cut off a family care client. And another thing family care doesn't do, which happens all the time, is people need to move. They need to move to assisted living. They need to move to a more affordable place. And they don't help people transition to other housing. So we're dealing with helping people move, whether it's to, like I said, assisted living or a nursing home. We don't get to bill, and we don't get to show those hours to Dane County. Now, I do show them to the city. So when we put our city report in, I'm collecting all the data. Because the city, as you can see, case management funding from Dane County is $83,000. That is not covering very much of our case management budget, which is 2.5 people.
How are you capturing that? Are you calling it like unreimbursed hours, or?
We have to put in a quarterly report for Dane County, and there's a section that you have to put in trends and this kind of stuff, and then we just put time spent on family care clients. I don't think they're doing anything with it, but go ahead.
So back to the county part. You bill them monthly, is that what you said?
We bill, so for MA case management, yes, we have to put a report in monthly. We also have to report on case management clients monthly.
Okay, so on an average, how many clients would you say you bill them for?
That we bill for?
I know you said you can't, just the county. Not the ones that you said, not the family care kind of things that you, just on the ones that you can be reimbursed on.
I think we average, Janice, around 30 clients a year.
Okay.
Which
did you say clients a year?
A year. You would think it would be higher, but a lot of them are in family care. There's also what's called CCS, which is a Community Comprehensive Services, and we work with that agency as well. And so a lot of our clients are on those programs. So we don't.
Yeah, I guess I was just curious of the ones that the clients that you can actually bill them from. I understand the family care and the stuff that you do, but you can't get reimbursed on. But the ones that you can.
Between 30 and 40 a year.
Okay.
Yeah. And I just checked, like we've got one more quarter to bill and we're up to $12,000. So we'll probably come a little bit underneath the 17 that they've allocated us for, which is okay. We'll see. But you transfer one client over to family care that's high needs. That's a lot of revenue we lose. But I'm not in it to make money. But I don't think the numbers that we get to report to Dane County are very reflective of the services that we provide. And remember, we talked about the family care clients starting January 1. They're all being pulled off the meal program. So all these people that are getting home delivered meals that are ours, that are on family care, you guys will no longer deliver to them.
And how many people do you think that is?
I think maybe 10.
Well, where are they going to get their meals?
So their family care provider this is a problem. It's such a problem. Their family care provider now has to provide the meals through some contracted agency. But here's what we're hearing. This looks like a company dropping off a week's worth of meals outside somebody's door.
Or the main door.
Or the main door.
Multi-family
Different levels. So we're talking about a frail older adult who's on home delivered meals, who now is going to have to figure out how to go get a box of meals into their apartment.
These are not cooked.
They're pre-made, so they just have to be warmed up. Yeah. I don't know which companies. I guess they're contracting with different companies. There's other providers that can do those meals, but it's very, very upsetting to me because also you don't have that door-to-door contact.
Is it a week's worth?
They can do a week's worth. They can do a month's worth. They do not. They won't get a daily meal delivered.
Where do they put it?
They'll put it in a box
So-
outside their door.
I mean,
In
once
their
they get
freezer.
it, once they.
We had to buy a freezer for somebody.
Yeah, refrigerator or freezer, they have to put it in, yeah. It's just,
So Jill, when you say,
go ahead.
when you say this is what you're hearing, where are you hearing this from?
Because we already have some family care clients that are getting meals through family care, and that's what's happening. So not all of them are transferred over yet, but the ones that have transferred,
Yeah.
that's what we're hearing, and a couple of them are, yeah, right here in Fitchburg.
There's 10, you said 10?
I think we maybe have 10, and I can get that number. I can even pull the number of clients we serve on family care. But anyway, it's just, there's so many bad things, but it has to do with funding. It has to do with the county managing. It's more about administrative, because everything takes so much paperwork. And so they want the family care to just do their in-house meals. The county doesn't want to be a part of that. So that's why.
So you do lose that wellness check component of the Meals
Completely
on
lose the
Wheels
wellness
mission.
check component, yeah. So, but we won't, because we will make sure that these people are taken care of. It just won't be reflected in county numbers. It will be reflected in our numbers to you and to the city, but it won't be reflected at the county level.
So what's the justification to moving someone to family care from case management?
Because we can't.
No,
Oh,
I
go ahead.
understand why you're doing it, but how does the county justify that when they get clearly fewer services? If they're only checking in with them once every 6 months, and people have problems and they have no one else to contact, so they're more or less forced to contact the senior center.
Right.
How does the county justify that as an improved service?
Well, and family care is a state-run program. It's not county
Well,
really.
then how does the state justify?
I don't think very well, I mean, the layers of government are thick and complicated. I think that, and I probably spoke, so when somebody's on family care, they're gonna have a team. They're gonna have a nurse, they're gonna have a social worker.
Yeah.
They might have mental health services, they might have a home chore person. So my apologies, the caseworker, the social worker doesn't have to see them except for every 6 weeks or whatever I said, 6 months. And I'll clarify, it could be 3, but it's certainly not every day. But they might have a home chore person in there, cleaning every day or 3 days a week. They might have a nurse checking on them. So there might be people in and out, but there also might not. But again, this is a lease, it's using Medicaid dollars to do wraparound services, which is good because people can't afford to have health care come in or home care and have a nurse come in. So the concept of family care, and my parents were on family care, like I saw it firsthand. I saw the bad and I saw some of the good, because if you don't have enough money to pay for services, family care is going to get you what you need to keep you at home, which is something we can't.
Yeah, Joe, I'm glad you clarified that 6 month thing, because I was going to say it's not just that whole team only shows up once, once every 6 months.
Yeah.
They can be seeing somebody every single month. It
Correct.
just depends on
Yep, you're right. And again, I don't want to talk bad about family care. The concept is brilliant because it came about because you were finding people. In the olden days, you only could go to a nursing home. That's the only place that accepted Medicaid. So if you were sort of in between, like I can't stay home, but I'm not nursing home eligible, but I don't have enough money to put services at home, that's how family care came about. So the concept is great because it does keep people at home for longer.
Well then, would the state not say that people should be moved from the local social workers to the family care team, and that we're providing services maybe that are unnecessary? I'm just saying, because if you're talking strictly funding and dollars, it seems to me the state would say, well, we've got this whole team and they should learn to contact their team on family care.
Oh, in a perfect world.
Well, but
yes, and that's when it starts to get so the layers are so high. There's an ombudsman for family care. So if a family is really struggling with their managed care provider, and we see that as well, we can call the ombudsman and file a complaint. And so there is a little bit of oversight, but it's thick, you know, it's complicated.
And is with the reductions in Medicaid,
Right.
Yeah.
family care at risk?
You know, I think what I haven't heard family care being at risk, but every client on family care, there's a cap. So they're gonna provide those services and try to meet those budgets, you know what I mean? But sorry, back to Medicaid, I haven't heard that. Certainly Medicaid reimbursement rates, which is why family care has a hard time retaining employees. So if the Medicaid reimbursement rates are low from the government, or there's not enough, these workers aren't getting paid very well. You know, that managed care organizations aren't getting enough money to pay their workers. And so it doesn't look good for the future. But I can say my parents benefited from family care. They were able to go to an assisted living because they couldn't stay at home, and they didn't need to be in a nursing home, and Medicaid helped pay for that, because I don't know what would have happened to them. I mean, I would have had to drain my savings account, and it still wouldn't have been anything. So again, it's a great gap between living at home and having to go to a nursing home. What I have approached the county, I don't know why we can't be a paid provider to help supplement managed care organizations. So if they can't get somebody out there, or they need transition to moving, why can we not bill? But we can't. So that's probably way more. Anyway, back to the county contract.
So do we have a motion to approve the resolution for the 2026 county contract for case management and nutrition services?
I so move.
Do I hear a second?
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, thank you. Okay.
And Jill, thank you for the background information. It really does help to understand the bigger picture with all of that.
Oh yeah, no, I'm happy to share. I don't know if I overshare.
It's a little frustrating. Yeah, it's frustrating that we're doing all the support and we get no reimbursement for it.
Well, I will say, you know,
Piecemeal.
we're lucky that the city does fund our social work program as well as they do. We could use more, but I'm glad to have that. So.
Senior Center Friends, Jerry?
Okay, in November, we hosted a travel meeting for those interested in travel through the Senior Center program. And apparently there was quite a bit of interest in the Seine River and Paris cruise. And so that one is filling up rapidly. And our travel committee is already developing a list of opportunities for 2027. So there should be something new coming.
Have you guys ever thought of doing that, including that train that goes from one side of Canada to the other? I can't think of what that train ride is called now.
That's the.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's a Canadian national train trip. I don't know if they've done that. There's also the Rocky Mountaineer, but that tends to get a bit pricey, and I don't know if how much interest there is. I can mention those to the travel committee people.
Okay. That would be one that I'd be interested in. I guess that's kind of selfish, but.
Okay.
It's on my bucket list.
The Friends financially assisted the center with more than $1,000 in November, including providing lunches for 45 veterans and their spouses on Veterans Day. And we're already starting to gather our committee to look into the pancake breakfast for next year. We won't have a date on that until after the January Friends and Commission on Aging Well meetings, because they will be taking place on the same day on January 8th. So the report for our next meeting will be kind of iffy, because the Friends will not have met until after the next Commission on Aging Well meeting. And that's where we are.
And that pancake breakfast is traditionally in April, isn't it?
Yes. We have to coordinate between school break, spring breaks and Easter and that sort of thing. And yeah, but we'll have a date probably at our February meeting or by our February meeting.
Very good.
Thank you for your support.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, Jill, director's report.
Okay, so sort of on the theme of new staff, we did extend an offer to a social worker to fill Sarah's position, and she accepted. And her name is Sarah as well, so it'll be an easy transition.
With an H or without?
With an H.
Both with, I think both with an H.
Okay.
Yeah. She has done this job before at a different organization way back when, and just has a rich history of case management and social work, and she is bilingual. So we're excited to bring her on board January 5th, and she'll be in the office Monday through Thursday.
It's a half time.
It's 24 hours, yep, yeah. So really excited about that, yeah.
Does her position get benefits?
She does, but they would be prorated, so certainly she's in the WRS system, which is nice. But yeah, she does have the opportunity to access benefits if she wants. Let's see, so the city, with the police department being built, they're working with consultants to remodel City Hall and see how those changes are gonna look. And I got a seat at the table because I wanted them not to leave out the community center. So they've started meeting regularly about just ideas. My goal for the community center is to make that entrance upstairs a little more warm and welcoming, and to try to accommodate some more storage and possibly some more staff in the future. So it's really nice to be able to have the opportunity to put forth my ideas. Yeah, you have an idea?
That kitchen space idea?
That's part of it too. Yep, we've looked at that kitchen space. It's really nice, the architect they're working with is the architect that we actually worked with to do the renovations of the center. And so she's really familiar with the senior center and our needs, because we worked together for, over a year. So anyway, I'm excited about that. Changes would not come about until 2027, but at least, we get to be part of that discussion, so.
Was that part of so you get money for the new police department, is that renovations part of this?
That'll be a different referendum. That's a different CIP. I think it's already been allocated for 2027. Yeah, so that's a different part of the budget, yeah. Let's see, just lots of meetings with these new staff, but like I mentioned, sitting in on the Healthy Neighborhood Initiative meetings, working with Recreation on some initiatives for next year, maybe looking at some more joint programming. So a lot of exciting opportunities. They're really great staff. I feel lucky to bring them on board and be able to feel comfortable with the new social worker coming on board. We will be changing up the social work office because Jessica will be coming down to the senior center. Right now she's on the 3rd floor of City Hall, and as I mentioned, she's under the planning umbrella. It just makes sense to have her in our office for a lot of different reasons. So there's furniture on order to add another cubicle or desk situation in there. So the new social worker will come on board in January 5th. I don't think the furnishings will be available until the end of January. It just takes a while. So at that time, we'll transition Jessica down to the senior center. It's a little bit of a different situation because she is not truly like customer facing of our older adults. So she'll be a little more walled off. So if an older adult comes in and says, I want to sign up for meals, or I want durable medical equipment, that's not really Jessica's role. That's our social worker's role. Her role is different. And so.
So you're going to have 4 people in
We will, yeah.
in that room?
Yeah, we will. But
Do
hopefully
you
they'll
still
be
hope
out
to
and
get
about.
an intern to fit in there too?
Yeah, that poor intern is flipping into the receptionist office come January. After Sarah, the new social worker, comes on board. And she's here 3 days a week, just kind of part-time, so she already knows that. But yeah, it all kind of came to a head. I was like, oh, we got a lot of people, but it's good. It's really good. So, so there'll be changes coming down.
Well, Jessica will be more out in the community anyway, right? Doing outreach for the
That's
most part.
exactly right.
Versus,
And the social
yeah,
workers too, so I don't,
yeah,
it'll be rare that office is full up with all 4 people.
right.
Because, that would be a lot. They're on the phone and, but yeah, no, the goal is you're out in the community, you're making connections. So yeah, lots of good opportunities. The other thing, let's see, we have the giving tree down there. I think at this point, the giving tree is really a wonderful thing. We've had a lot of people call in and self-refer, and I think that's really nice. And there's not an income limit on it because we really it's folks that just need a little extra cheer around the holidays. And so if you are lonely and you don't have family around, refer your neighbor, whatever. So that's been going really well. I don't think it was all the tags were supposed to be pulled by Monday, December 8th, and they have been. I want to say I'll get the number from those guys this month as everything is done. I want to say we probably serve about 30. I think we could serve a lot more, but it gets, a little overwhelming if we say to the whole apartment, give us your thought, you know what I mean? So it's not like we do a ton of marketing. Certainly, most of our folks that come for lunch regularly are very aware of it and self-refer, and then the social workers will refer those clients. But we had a couple people that we didn't even know about give us a call, and that was really great. So that's really nice. And then we're also doing a personal essentials drive, and this I worked with Jessica on. I wanted her to reach out to the healthy neighborhoods to say what are the real needs. I know we do a lot of food, but we found that personal essentials was also a need. So, anywhere from lotion, shampoo, toothpaste, cleaning products, soap, detergent, that kind of stuff. So a couple people from the Friends are helping with that. And it's very casual, informal, but we've got some boxes out there. And then we have a volunteer that's going to take it to a couple of the agencies. We're working with Leopold School social worker. So there's also a need for diapers and wipes and things for kids. And so anyway, that's going on through the month. Again, very casual, but just something to connect with these neighborhoods that are in need. Otherwise, that's all I have.
Sounds like a good list.
Yeah.
So we'll keep you up on the podium here as we go to the outreach plan updates.
Okay. Well, you have an update.
Well, let's paint the broader picture of
Oh, that's true. That's true. I'm sorry. Yeah,
TV,
you're right. Okay, so at our last working meeting, we had discussed doing. We kind of went over how our outreach event went with Limerick and Novation Commons. Made a decision. We probably need to go to the apartments and meet them where they're at. And then within that discussion, we decided when we go there and meet them where they're at, we should be offering some very exciting event that we can invite them back to the senior center. And so through that discussion, I think you guys started talking about bringing in we talked about bingo. It's an easy thing. It's a fun thing to do. And then we talked about having a celebrity caller. Some names were thrown out there by you guys, Paul. Take it from here.
Yeah, so for the bingo, we're planning an hour of bingo, which is tentatively planned for April 30th.
Yep.
And if you've watched Channel 3's Morning News, you may know Kyrion Lee, who is one of the anchors at Channel 3 in the morning show. She has agreed to come and run the bingo.
Oh, fun.
I know.
Oh, that'll be fun.
And she's real excited about it. She said, I said to her, I said, we're looking for someone who can pump some fun and energy into a bingo game, and she says, I got that. So
Good.
She does.
so she'll be here on April 30th to run the bingo game.
Yeah, so thank you for that. And then I was able to secure the limerick for
The
the
16th.
16th. Yeah, so we do have the room available. So, you know, at our next working meeting, we'll talk about what we're gonna do when we go to the limerick and kind of hype people up about coming, and, you know, other things like we're gonna get some cool prizes, and it'll be a really fun day. So thanks for that. That's exciting.
Yeah, so
That's
that'll
super
be
exciting.
fun. I
Yeah.
think it'll be a good. It'll be memorable.
It'll be memorable
That's
for
what
sure.
we want to do.
Yeah, and I've already moved some groups out of the dining room for that day, so we can just stay in the dining room. I rearranged everything, and so bingo can stay in the dining room. We can accommodate, you know, 80 if it were that exciting, I hope.
Will you have your new tables for that?
Yeah, I think we will. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, and I'll be able to wheel them around instead of dragging them because they'll be on casters. So that's a fun update.
Yep. That'll be fun.
Yeah. And you know, anybody else have any updates they want to share for the outreach plan?
That was pretty much it from what we discussed at their last meeting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any other announcements or anything on anyone's mind they want to discuss?
Do you want would it be possible to figure out what we'll do for meetings now for was it January that was in question?
I think we're gonna do a January meeting.
Regular commission meeting?
Yep, and then we're going to, I think we discussed doing the working meeting right after, because you guys, there are people gonna be gone. And so that's what I'm gonna reserve this room. If we can stay in here for the working meeting, I'll double check on, make sure they don't have other meetings backed up. But for the commission meeting, I have so many thoughts about initiatives beyond what we're doing with the outreach plan that would involve some recreation and some H&I. So, you know, I'd like to kind of run those 2026 ideas by you guys, and that we'll have kind of a short meeting about that, and then we'll just commence into the working meeting. So yeah, mark your calendars. They should be marked for that meeting. It just be a little bit of a longer commitment that morning, so we can also do the working meeting. Thank you for that reminder.
So this is our last commission meeting for 2025.
This is it.
This is it.
I didn't bring you any treats.
That's okay.
Yes, I am really proud of the year that we've had. I'm grateful for your engagement. I think it's you know, it's been great. It's been helpful.
Thank you for your leadership.
Well, you know, it takes a village, and again, I really look forward to 2026. I think there's some great opportunities and some good work to be done. So, yeah.
This may be of some interest to the commission because it deals with transportation, which we talk about all the time. But the women's group, which of course is our senior women in the community, I organized a Learn to Ride the Metro bus trip. We had 22 people sign up, and those were people that wanted, regardless of the date. You know, eventually we lost a few people once the date and time were confirmed. But the objective was to get a fare pass, ride the bus to the Chazen, have a tour of the Chazen Museum, and then return. And it was quite an adventure. I learned a lot, and there were some problems, which I referred to the mayor, who referred to the Transportation and Transit Committee, and I will be talking with them in January. But it's not as easy as it would appear. And I think there are some issues that could be easily resolved. I also think that Route B, if you don't know about it, leaves from across from the Staybridge Hotel at Cahill and Caddis. It goes to the Capitol.
Without stopping?
Well, it stops,
Oh, okay.
but, I mean, bus rapid transit doesn't mean that it doesn't stop. It just means that it follows a particular schedule and it has those reserved lanes.
Yeah.
So it doesn't get tied up in traffic. But a person could go from Fitchburg to the farmer's market and not have to worry about parking. They could go to the Overture.
That's actually a nice idea.
And so what I plan to propose to the Transit Commission is, promote some of this through Fitchburg, maybe have some other learn to ride the Metro bus events. But because of the weather, we had 10 people out of the 22. But the interest was quite extensive. And I think that it's not going to solve the transportation problems, but I think it could allow people to participate and engage in some of these events in Madison much more easily. The route starts and stops at that Caddis Bend location, so you can't miss. If you get on the right bus, you're going to get home.
And you can just drive your car up there and park in the parking lot. There's
well,
no problem
not in the
with that.
Staybridge lot. I don't know. And that's something I think for the city to explore.
Right.
But there's plenty of parking around the street.
Yeah.
That whole
the street parking.
circle goes, and I think even both directions where the bus stops. But the issue that caused me to write to the mayor was that the sidewalk wasn't plowed. We had 12 inches of snow, and the sidewalk had not been plowed. And I haven't had a chance to drive by to see if it's plowed yet, but regardless.
Yeah.
You're talking about the start point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sidewalk was not plowed, the entire block.
It's just interesting. That would be an interesting option for people who still drive and I can drive myself to the farmer's market.
Oh, right.
But how lovely to just drive over there and leave my car and I have no idea even what the fee for, how much is a bus ride?
Well, I don't want to go into my hours-long description of all the issues, but eventually, it's $1 for seniors, one way.
That's crazy.
And
Okay.
It's
and
not.
You have to park on the square or to go to the Overture?
I go to the Historical Society frequently to do some research, and the last time I went, I paid $8 in parking.
Yeah.
Plus I had to.
And then you had to you had to do the driving.
Awesome.
So we're missing an opportunity here that.
I'm going to try that this summer for Farmers Market because I hate going down there looking for parking.
I think that.
Talk to me before you try to get. You can't get on that bus and pay cash. So you have to have either a fare card that you swipe or a credit card.
Yeah.
And that's.
Where do you get the cards from?
Yeah. Well, this is another.
Okay, sorry.
Come to the Transportation Commission and you'll hear all about it.
And also.
Sorry.
When it gets closer to happening, because paratransit is going to come in this summer, we'll have the transportation.
Exactly.
But before we wrap up, because this really did tie into.
No, I actually have an update too.
This will tie into you.
Go ahead.
It connects to our outreach plan, which is our last lunch and learn. The gospel choir.
Okay, I was just going to get an update.
Yes.
The gospel choir had their debut in the last lunch and learn, and they did an amazing job. It's a group of people that have an interest in singing gospel music, and they've come together, and it's amazing how it has given them a purpose. They've come together in terms of a socialization. They develop a friendship, and they debuted at the last lunch and learn, and they did a great job. I believe, Vance, I think you were there. Obviously, you were there. You guys can speak to how they did. But the feedback was absolutely excellent. So they will continue. It's their first time performing, and they're excited to have a group together, and it'll continue to grow. That was one thing. Second thing I wanted to tell you about is Black History Month coming in February. I have two
events for that particular month. I have the Milton House Museum out of Wisconsin, the first iconic structure that was a role for the Underground Railroad. There'll be a presentation on that on February the 4th. And then the second part of that month, I have an individual, an amazing instructor coming in and talking about the history of movement, dance, and music as it relates to Black history and what have you. So that was my update for February and about the closeout of the Lunch and Learn with the gospel group.
Yeah, I still got to get that link to all of you. I'll talk to Jeremy because it was pretty amazing, and it was fun to pull in some people we haven't pulled in before, and I only see it getting better. And you know, so thank you for helping to coordinate that, Janice. That was cool.
It also gave us a way of opportunity to see people in a different light.
Yeah.
We have an African-American gentleman who can be a little cantankerous sometimes. And to see him up there singing and smiling was like, it just blew my mind away. In fact, when I went over to say how great he was, he gave me a huge hug, which kind of shook me. But it was wonderful. It was really heartwarming and wonderful to see these people in that different light. And their voices are beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it was a good way to wrap up the season, Janice. The Lunch and Learn.
Yeah,
So Janice gets about a 6-week break. Back at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all she needs.
And that's why I'm on Zoom today.
You started your vacation?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
She's packing for Vegas.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right.
Jill, I just want to toot my own horn real quick.
Oh, yeah, right.
I did a class for making a wreath.
Yeah.
And we were full, and we had a couple of what do you call them? We had a couple people who were on a wait list, and just due to time and everything, we were able to include them. And people had a ball. I mean, it was like we were having a party in there. It was a wonderful event. They asked me to do it next year and add another hour. I'm like, nah, wait a minute.
Yeah, no, it was
3 hours is a little much.
It was nice, Fonz.
But,
It was people that we haven't seen. A couple people, ladies, I didn't even know. So I just love when we can.
That's what I was going to say. There were a lot of new people who don't come to the center, and they were very interested in newsletters and the other events that happened there, which is a nice add-on, kind of bring new people in.
Yeah,
it was a very fun time. And
lively.
I've got my wreath hanging on my door right now, but it was a really, really good class and a lot of energy in there. Yeah.
So Jill, thank you for letting me do it. I really enjoyed myself.
Absolutely. You bet.
Anything else? Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. It passes. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas, everyone.
Happy holidays to all of you.